everybody, I'm V.S. Umadevi, TGT in English from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Bangalore Rural. Today, let's do a lesson in grammar. Think of a word that goes before a noun, that's not an adjective, and makes a noun phrase. Do you know what it's called? Yes, it's determiners. So this is the lesson for today. Now look at the examples, like I have lost my keys. Some folks get all the luck. Both the windows were open. Now in this sentence, I have lost my keys. The word my precedes the noun keys. And in the second sentence, some folks is the noun and the word some precedes the noun folks. So the word that precedes a noun is called a determiner. A determiner is a word or phrase that occurs together with a noun or a noun phrase and serves to express the reference of that noun or noun phrase in the context. That is, a determiner may indicate whether a noun is referring to a definite or indefinite element of a class, to a close or a more distant element, or to an element belonging to a specified person or thing, to a particular number or quantity. Now when we do the class in detail, you will understand each one of it. Alright. Common kinds of determiners includes definite and indefinite articles. And what are articles? A, an, and the. Then it includes the demonstratives like this and that, and then the possessive determiners like my and their, and then the cardinal numerals and the quantifiers like many, all, and then you have the distributive determiners like each and any, and the interrogative determiners like the question words, for example, which. So the function of a determiner is to express reference, that is, they clarify what a noun is referring to. For example, when someone says that box, the listener knows which box is being referred to. Alright? Now, there are different types of determiners. The first one, let's go in detail. Articles. Articles are a, an, and the. Then we are talking about demonstratives, that is this, that, these and those, which it demonstrates. Then you have possessive adjectives like my, your, his, her, our, its, their. And then you have quantifiers. Quantifiers like a little, a few, many, much, a lot of, most, any, some, enough. Alright? And then you have numbers like 1, 5, any number, 40. Distributives, both, all, half, neither, either, every, each. And then finally you have interrogatives like what, which, and whose. Now look at the chart. Alright, here we have some examples of the determiners used with the noun house. Articles. Now what are these articles? A, an, and the. Alright, A, an, and the can be of two types, indefinite article and definite article. And a and an is called indefinite articles and the is referred to as definite article. Alright, a and an, the indefinite articles, refers to an object not specifically known to the person we are communicating with. It is used before a singular countable noun and it is also used before number collectives and numbers. For example, I read a book yesterday. Which book? A book. Generally, you don't know what it is specifying. Then the cook is wearing an apron. Alright? And then the camel drinks a gallon of water at a time. But what we should note here is, we do not use a and an with uncountable nouns. Like milk, water, sugar, etc. A is used before words. beginning with a consonant or with a vowel with a consonant sound. For example, what are these consonant sounds? All the sounds except A, E, I, O, U are consonants. Now, when a vowel begins with a consonant sound, like for example, universal, alright, it begins with the sound Y, universal. So it's Y, and therefore, in a sentence like this, education should be a universal right and not a privilege. You have a universal and not an universal. Likewise, you have user. Is this a user-friendly manual? And the word unique, which again begins with the consonant sound Y, unique. This is a unique piece of jewelry. Is that clear? Now next, move on to and. And is used before words beginning with a vowel sound. That's A, E, I, O, U. And also with words beginning with the silent letter H. For example, Mary worked for an hour. He is an honest man. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Alright, think of some more words which begins with the silent letter H. Now let's move on to the next use of the. Now when you have, when you're referring to like for example, I have to go to the bank. Alright, so you know specifically here, I'm the bank. You don't say I'm going to a bank. When you say I'm going to a bank, it can be any bank. But when you say the bank, it means it's a specific bank that you and I know. The listener and the speaker know which bank we are referring to. So when we know the point of reference, then we use the definite article the. Did you understand? Now Kushal has two pets, a cat and a dog. And then the cat is a Persian breed and the dog a Labrador. So this is how the is used. We also talk about geographical points on the globe. Now for example, the North Pole is not part of any nation, although Russia placed a titanium flag on it in 2007. Is it clear? And when you refer to a time period, like I'm quite fresh and active in the morning, alright? And it was also used to refer to the best or the most famous, like sunsets are the most beautiful of all. And this is the moment I was waiting for, implying the best moment of one's life. And the is also used to indicate all the members of a family. Alright, for example, I invited the Sharmas for dinner. That means all the members of the Sharma family. The Gowdas and the McDonalds are best of friends. So did you understand the use of the? Now, let us do an exercise. Look at this. Look at these sentences here. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. So you have a, alright, sat on a wall. My grandfather was dash engineer, an engineer. Taking a warm bath is dash way to relax. Yes, a good way to relax. Dash moon was very bright last night. The moon was very bright last night. And look at the sentence. Rahul has bought a house in a village. I think dash village is charming. The village is charming. Alright. Now let's move on to the next determiner. These are called demonstratives. The word demonstratives itself is used to identify or point to a particular person, event or object. Now for singulars you have this and that, and to indicate plurals you have these and those. For example, I like this kind of music. Why don't you buy that book instead of this one? Those children outside are being too noisy. I take these pills for my backache. Now, we should also know that this and that, alright, and these and those, how are they used? Now, when the speaker is near to you, you use the demonstrative this, and the plural of this is these. And when the speaker is far from you, you use the demonstrative those, alright, and that. is that John's house. Those books are yours. Did you understand? Alright. Now let us move on to possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives are determiners which function as adjectives rather than pronouns. As their adjectives, they appear before the noun, alright, and they are modifying. They modify the quality of a noun. Now, for example, do you like my new dress? My new dress. So here dress is the noun, new is an adjective, and mine is a determiner. Take your phone out of your pocket. Your phone out of your pocket. Alright? I really respect her views on this subject. Views. I really respect her views. So her is a possessive adjective. And his old motorbike is a classic edition. Alright? So which is the possessive here? His. So my, your, yours, her and his are some examples of the possessive adjectives. Alright. Now let us go on to the pronouns, the adjectives and their agreement. Now you have I, you, he, she, it, we and they. So you already know that we are talking about the first person, second person and the third person. Now let us see about the agreement there. Now we are talking of the subject pronoun and the possessive adjectives. Now if you take subject pronoun I, then the possessive adjective is my. Like I like my sandwich. Alright. Next, let's take the subject pronoun you. And so what's the adjective there? Possessive adjective you changes to your. So the sentence is, are you enjoying your stay here? Next, let's take the pronoun he. Possessive adjective his. Alright. So the sentence would be, he took care of his grandparents. And then let's do the pronoun she. What about she? Possessive adjective would be her. She is very passionate of her profession. Alright. And then it. And the possessive adjective is its. The cat likes its food. And then we have the subject pronoun they and then the possessive their. And the sentence would be like this. They like their usual routine of yoga. Alright. So this is the agreement between the subject pronoun, the possessive adjective and the sentence. Now look at this exercise. Insert the correct possessive adjectives. I don't like dash they or their apartment. I don't like dash their or theirs, which is right. I don't like their apartment. That's right. Your card is green while dash. The options are my and mine is black. Your card is green while mine is black. Did you understand? Mine. Isn't dash their or theirs son older than you? Then you have isn't their son older than you? And look at the last sentence. Have you met my brother or mine brother? Which is right? Have you met my brother yet? Yeah. So this is the correct possessive adjectives. Now let's move on to quantifiers. Quantifiers provide approximate or specific answers to the questions how many and how much. Some and any are used to indicate numbers. Usually some is affirmative and any is used for a negative. Now let us understand this with an example. Some or any both are used in interrogatives too. There is a lot of noise. Are there some boys in the room? Alright. And then when you say a negative, I do not have any money with me. So did you understand how some is used as an affirmative and any goes as a negative? Now look at a few more sentences. I prefer a little bit of sugar in my tea. Now we have quantifiers, a little bit. These are the examples. Quite a few people should be coming to the party. A few. Alright. I haven't taken many holidays last year. Many. Alright. Do you think a lot of people believe what he says? So the quantifier is a lot. And then look at the next sentence. Most students work hard to pass their exams. Most students. And have you got any proof that he has committed this crime? Any? And do we have enough time? Enough. So now you should be able to construct sentences using these quantifiers. Is that clear? Alright. Now look at this sentence. The bag is very heavy because it has got dash books in it. Which is the right option? The options are a little, a lot of, and a few. So the right answer is a lot of, isn't it? Alright. Kunal and Runal have got dash friends from America. The options are any, much, and a few. Yes, a few is right. Have you got dash milk in the fridge, mother? Many milk, a few milk, any milk. Right? Any milk in the fridge. That's right. Any. How dash money have you got in your purse? Which is right. How many money you have got, and have you got any money in your purse? Or much? How? Or much? So is it any, many, or much? Yes, it's much. How much money have you got in your purse? So these are some of your quantifiers. Next, let's go to the numbers. Now when we talk of numbers, we have the cardinal numbers and the ordinal numbers. Now cardinal numbers are those which follow a sequence like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And ordinal refers to the distribution like first, second, third, hundredth, alright, etc. Now 2 cars are enough for most families. 2 cars, okay. Now there are about 25 people in my office. 25. It's my 40th birthday next week. Did you understand? 40th. 40th is a ordinal number. Alright, next. Now let's talk about the distributive determiners. Now what are these distributive determiners? As the word itself suggests, they reveal about how people or how many things are distributed, shared, or divided. Alright. Now examples for distributors are either and neither. Alright. Now either and neither are concerned with distribution between 2 things. Either is positive and neither connotes a negative sense. Now look at the other distributives. Both countries need to discuss the issue and find a solution. Both. Alright? All pet dogs need plenty of attention. All. Half the people decided not to vote. Half. That's right. Neither house is suitable for our needs. Neither. There are 2 houses, but neither of them is suitable for us. So neither goes with a negative connotation. And then I can fix the meeting at either 7 or 8 p.m. So you have a choice. Either. Is that clear? So these are some of your distributive determiners. Now let's go to an exercise. This magazine is published dash of the week. You have these distributors, okay? Like every, each, either, and neither. Yes, can you work it out? This magazine is published every other week. That's right. I can stay at dash hotel. Both are good. So what's the answer there? I can stay at either hotel. They are both good. Alright, so these are some of your examples for positive statement. Then dash third day John goes swimming. Which comes there? Every, that's correct. Every third day John goes swimming. So this is a cardinal ordinal. Which chair do you want? Dash of them, they are both too small. So what's your word there? Neither of them. Alright? So these are your distributives. Now let's move on to the interrogatives. Now what does an interrogative do? It functions as a question, it asks a question. Now you know which are the question words, like which, what, whose, when, why and how. So the sentences with interrogatives would be like, which restaurant did you like the best? What time will you come? Whose pencil is this? Did you understand? So these are your interrogatives. Now an exercise for interrogatives. Dash wrote on the wall. Yes, who wrote on the wall? Second sentence. Dash, can you tell us about it? When can you tell us about it? Or what can you tell us about it? Alright. The next sentence. Dash shoes are these. Yes, whose shoes are these? Dash bus did you take to school? Which bus did you take to school? Is that clear? So these are your question words, WH and how question word. So we have dealt with determinants today. Let us briefly summarize our lesson today. Determiner is a word that occurs with a noun to express the reference of the noun used in its context. Alright? And there are different types of determiners. Articles, demonstratives, possessive adjectives, quantifiers, numbers, distributives and interrogatives. A, an and the are articles. This, that, these and those are demonstratives. My, your, her, our, it, their are examples for possessive adjectives. A little, a few, many, much, a lot of, most, any, some, enough. These are examples for quantifiers. Then we have numbers like 1, 5, 40, etc. And then we have the distributives like both, all, half, neither, either, every and each. And finally we have the interrogatives. What, which, whose, how, etc. Alright, thank you. Have a safe day. Be safe. Thank you, children.